is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by my good friend and top trainer, Tunde Ajayi. Tunde, how are you? Still got it, apparently.
17 left hooks in 2 seconds.
Tell those waiters in Telford to watch out. Don't get too
Yes,
involved with your
sir.
room service.
How you doing, Dan?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you? How's Telford treating you? I know you've only just got there.
Literally just got out the taxi, jumped in the shower, and you're the first person I've spoken to. So I haven't really seen the town. It's still what's the time here? 9:45 p.m. So literally we've just got into the city. So looking forward to the press conference tomorrow, weigh-in Friday, then showtime.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's not been a while since the last showtime. It's been nearly a year while Anthony's been out the ring. Supposed to fight Beterbiev originally in October, but he's
Yes.
had knee surgery, so that had to wait. What's it been like kind of training on in the gym and while waiting for a date?
Well, I think it's like it has always been from the beginning. We've never trained for a person or a particular opponent. We've trained for the future. And the future is where we're at now. We're now in the present. Beterbiev, really, we don't have and never do have control over what he's going to do, what his opponents do. So for us, it's just always been business as usual. We love the gym. The gym is where everything is done. It's where the work is done. And, I think with myself and Anthony, from the very, very embryonic stages of our careers, the main objective was to get better. And
With
that's what we've been doing. We've been training.
with there being, according to Frank Warren, a deal in place for the Beterbiev fight in January, which isn't that far away, do you approach this fight any differently in terms of caution around injuries and things like that?
No, I mean, it's funny. Someone mentioned that in an interview. I think it was Joe Annika
Mm.
mentioned that she came to the gym last week with BT, and those kind of things don't cross my mind. Never. I just don't even, Dan. I just don't even think about it. I think a lot of people may, um, a lot of people may approach boxing or whatever it is with that type of manner. But I just don't think about it. The way it is, you get up in the morning, you come to work, and you do your job, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So we're not focused on injuries. We're not focused on. We're just focused on what we got to do on Saturday night.
How big a deal, and it's obviously quite a while ago now, but how big a deal was the rematch victory over Lyndon Arthur? I mean, it's the best Anthony's looked as a pro, maybe not in the gym, but certainly in the ring. And just
Yes,
ridding himself of those demons that kind of clouded his mind before the first fight.
yes, it was a fantastic night for us, for Anthony as an individual, and for the whole of the team, myself, James Cook, the new addition, the old new lion, and Ade Oliyinka. It was great, and it was even more satisfying for me to see Anthony do what I know he's just capable of doing. He is, if not the most exciting light heavyweight in this country and soon to be in the whole wide world. And just seeing him do what he does best was just a joy for all of us.
Tell us a little bit about the old new lion, as you call him.
Jimmy Cook. It's funny, where I grew up, James Cook and the Cook family have always they've been kind of like legends, and Cookie, we all know, come European super middleweight champion. And in our area, he was really the one that was carrying the flag. So to see him, finish his career, become a good trainer in his own right, training Ian Napa and a few others, um, and then really kind of being forgotten about, other than the fact that his great work with the children in the Murder Mile Hackney and being awarded an MBE, really a man of integrity and just a pillar of the community. So for me personally, to have someone involved like that in Anthony's career and in my career, because as we know, Dan, I've never really had anyone to look up to.
Mm.
You know, it's always been me. I've always taken the chopping block and the praise at the same time. So not that I'm now saying James is going to take that, but
Well,
but it's great to have someone that has the experience. You know, and as I said, I think he's the sandwich that completes the lunchbox.
nice. All right. We'll take that. Um, you said you don't prepare for particular opponents, you just build for the future. With that in mind, is there much you can tell us about the opponent on Saturday, Stefani Koikov?
Well, you know, we have this wonderful thing nowadays called YouTube.
Don't I know
um,
it?
yeah, and you know, in times gone by, fighters were just fighters. They, you know, they just had to prepare the best. And so, even though there is YouTube, I like to have that same type of mentality. You know, prepare and just leave no stone unturned. And with this particular opponent, you can see there's not much footage on him on YouTube. There's a fight where he gets stopped, you know, early on in his career,
Hmm.
as a middleweight, I think. But he's racked up some good wins, you know, 12 KOs from 14 victories. So, you know, we're not taking this guy lightly. We're not taking him like he's a pushover or anything. And we never have done that. If whether it was Mitch Mitchell, you know, or Sergey Kovalev. So we just have to prepare well, like we've always done. But this guy, he's tough. He looks tough. He looks game. And we're prepared well.
Is it a challenge with AY in that you've got Beterbiev on the horizon? He's been out the ring for nearly a year. In an ideal world, logic would say you want to get some rounds in, but he's an incredibly destructive puncher.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. um, and I'll be honest with you, the mindset has never been goal points. The mindset for Anthony, I mean, it's not even a thing where I have to talk. You know, you look at the numbers: 22 wins, 21 knockouts. That's incredible, um, Dan. That's an incredible resume.
Mm.
And I feel that's why people are so excited when Anthony fights. You know, people know there's going to be something going on. So don't blink. And it's just how Anthony is. Very, very explosive fighter.
With that in mind, Beterbiev is, I read earlier, the only reigning world champion whose wins have all come by knockout. So he's
Yeah.
one up, if you like, on Anthony, who's had to go the distance once in victory.
Yes,
What do you make of Beterbiev? How do you assess his threat?
fantastic fighter. Great. And this is the levels. This is the levels, you know. Anthony wants to be great. I want to be a great trainer. And I don't think anyone of greatness can call themselves great if they're not put in a great situation. So we have to respect this man. This man has done the job, you know, unified champion,
Hmm.
perfect KO record. But again, people keep on talking about it's a numbers game. So I'm not looking at his numbers. Our numbers rank higher than his numbers. He's got 18, we've got 21. So yes, of course you can talk about the levels and stuff like that. But the fact is, Anthony Yarde has more knockouts than he's had fights. So that's the narrative that I'm pushing. You know, I have to look at my man. And my man racks up higher than him in the KO department. And so you're only going to get a great fight with two knockout punchers who want to do the good thing, and that's what it's going to be. So all respect to Beterbiev. He's an incredible athlete, a good humble man. His trainer Mark Ramsey, also a great guy. It's so funny. I've got the text to this day of Mark Ramsey asking Anthony Yarde and myself, asking me, can he come over for sparring? And I said, I wouldn't spar with him because one day we may fight him.
Wow,
and here we are.
that's a cool story. Frank said January 28th in London a couple of weeks ago. Is that what you're hearing? Is that there?
You know I'm not a telltale.
Frank's already told the tale. I'm just
Well,
asking
then
to
Frank's the
confirm
man.
it.
Frank is always the man. You know, it's done. I just feel that everyone has to do their job. I feel that's why, Anthony has and myself have formed this relationship with Frank Warren, a successful partnership over the years, because I'm not, I don't get involved in other people's business. I'm the trainer, I'm the manager, and Frank is, if not one of the premier promoters of the world. And anything Frank Warren says, we're ready. We're ready. We've never forced any issue. You ask us to go Russia, we fight, and now the Russians come into our hometown. So that's what Frank says. So if he says it's the 28th, it's the 28th. First things first, Saturday, a very, very important fight.
How significant is not having to travel in your view, especially considering some of the games that were played before the Kovalev fight?
Oh, tell me about it. Let's not even go back there.
Oh,
No hot water turning off our water, taking our bags, which were in first class, by the way, on the planes. Um, yeah, but again, it's all experience. And you just can't, this doesn't happen without experience. And that's something we never had the first time round. So it's great. Home advantage is always, in any sport, a great thing to have, because you have the energy of your people, the crowd, even people that don't like you get a chance to come and watch you, because it's in your home city. London is our hometown, and it's so great. But fighters do what fighters do. We are fighters. We went to Russia, and now Beterbiev is coming to London. So it's great. It's fantastic.
now, talking of people not liking you, you personally shouldered a lot of criticism after the Kovalev fight. It seemed in some respects that people used that defeat as an excuse because they hadn't liked you previously and just used it as a stick
Come
to
on.
beat you with for whatever reason. How
Yeah.
how did you kind of deal with that and cope with that criticism on you individually rather than the team or your fighter?
Well, Dan, it's funny because it's not even having a thick skin. The way I was brought up is mind your own business. Concentrate on things that you can affect.
Mm.
The higher you reach in life, um, people find a reason to try and pull you down. So they don't pull you down. They don't try to pull you down if you're not doing something.
True.
So I always have the optimistic viewpoint on things, and I just parry, block, slip, dip, shoulder roll, slide out, step to the side. And it's great. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. I think what matters most is what you think. What you think ultimately dictates your actions and your life. And so I welcome, I welcome the criticism, because it just drives me. It just drives me. Listen, we fought for a world title. We came up short in a very early stages of our career, the embryonic stage of our career. But now we're fighting for 3 world titles. So we've obviously done something right, you know. And it's just the hard work, because no matter what, hard work doesn't lie. Hard work don't lie, Dan. And you just got to let the people play their positions, whether they're ones of criticism or whether they're ones of urging you on to be better, do better. So many people that I know, who happen to be the ones that I focus on, always say to me, Tun, you deserve everything. You and Anthony deserve everything. Just keep your head down, keep working. And that's what we focus on.
Who are those people for you? Who are those kind of mentors or inspirations? Because you said before James Cook, there wasn't really anyone, but Is there anyone apart from him that you look to for counsel and advice?
Frank Warren.
Hmm.
I've always
It's him now. You heard
that's
his
the
name.
alarms, mate. Frank Warren has always been someone like I'm a straight goer. There ain't no back door with me. I tell it how it is, and I like people to be honest with me as well. You know, business is business, so of course, you know, you try to save yourself a few quid here and there, but by and by, I like people to be honest with me, and I like being honest with them. And those are the people that I deal with. Frank Warren, I've never looked at him anything other than a hand that and say, look, bruv, this is how it is. And he will tell me this is how it is. You ain't been privy to a few conversations when Frank just picks up the phone and just effing and blinded at me, and I'll just have to take it like a little boy, you know. But
I've
he's a
had some
great
of
man.
those. I mean,
Yeah, so you know, Frank. He's a. Sorry, I said bruv, but
it's all right.
he's a promoter. But he is a human being. He's got children himself, so there is that side of him. You know, boxing sometimes you have to be thick. You know, you don't really want to show that side because people might take it as a weakness. But by and by, Frank has been a great source of inspiration. There are a few others, but these guys they don't want to be spoken about. They don't want to be spoken
Enough
about.
said.
They like to keep humble. But yeah, I do have people that I go to, but the person that you know, Frank Warren, is always I pick up the phone to him and talk to him and ask him. And Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde is he's a man that his wisdom belies his age. Anthony Yarde, his wisdom belies his age. And I think that is the reason why we're still together. because because a lesser man would have left. A lesser man would have left, which is why I put all my eggs in one basket and said my sole focus is Anthony Yarde because it's a rarity nowadays that people are true to themselves first and true to others. If you look
It's not,
around Anthony, he's got the same friends he grew up with, and same me. So we're cut from the same cloth.
but it's not just loyalty, is it? Surely it's a show that he believes in you and what you're doing together.
Absolutely. And as I said, first we fought for one, now we're fighting for three.
Mm.
So that's belief. That's belief. Belief, you're right, Dan. Belief in himself, one, paramount. Belief in yourself. Belief in God, which is before belief in yourself. Belief in God, believe in yourself, because you need a faith. And believe in one other. You know, because your trainer, people have often said that fighters and trainers shouldn't be close. They said that, but I've never followed that narrative because you want to be close to someone who's actually putting their trust in you. You know, this young man has put his trust in me, so it's incumbent on me to work my ass off for him, and he has to do vice versa. But he's the one in the ring, so I don't want to never go in that ring thinking that Tun, you didn't do your job properly. And I'm just so thankful for him that he's kept the faith in me. And here we are, an opportunity to be great. And he's already great. He's already great because from where he's from and where I'm from, I can't remember. Can you remember many trainers from my community not coming from GB background or anything like that? You know, be in a position where we're fighting for 3 belts. You tell me, Dan.
Not off the top of my head, no.
I was thinking about it. My cousin said it to me yesterday. He said, "Tun, this is you're creating history as a trainer, and he's creating history as a fighter." Because remember, as I said, we've not had that springboard. We've done it. We're two men that have done it a particular way, our way, and we've stayed humble with it as well. You know, crack jokes and you know, and just being ourselves. So it's great.
What do you think will be the main differences between the Anthony Yarde we see challenge Beterbiev and the one that went in against Kovalev?
Experience. That was what it was last time. Experience. Experience. You learn in the gym. You learn in the gym, and then you put into practice what you learn in the gym on fight night. But nothing can really prepare you for fight night because it is the experience. You can get very close to it, but lights, cameras, action, fans, there's nothing like it. Going to another country, you know, doing weight, in another country, all these things. Anthony never had that now. Now he's looking from above and saying, I've got that experience under my belt. So again, it's an almighty challenge, but we've got that experience. So experience was the only thing that he didn't have last time, which he's taken into the fight this time.
Does that impact your confidence level in getting the job done? Because I'm sure when he went in against Kovalev, despite the deck being stacked against you, you still believed he would go out and do it. Is your confidence increased this time around because of the experience?
Absolutely. Confident. I just believe you got to believe in yourself, Dan. You only got you. You only got you. Only you backs you or can back you 100%. And so, life is always ups and downs. So from that, you take the rough with the smooth and you just keep going forward. And this is why I keep on saying that we've gone from 1 to 3. And that don't happen unless you believe in yourself and you keep moving forward. So the confidence level, absolutely, going into this fight, is tremendously high.
Have you kind of allowed yourself to think about what it might feel like when you do reach that summit, given everything you've been through, how long you've been together?
Oh man, yeah, absolutely, Dan. It will be great. And I was saying to my cousin today, like, it's so funny because you can't judge nobody because we're all going through an experience. Everyone's going through their own personal journey, and you don't know the twists and the turns. You just got to just enjoy this journey. And it's just been such an incredible thing for us. We've both grown. Myself, Anthony, Ade, the team. We've all grown. This is the same Tunde Ajayi you're interviewing today. Is absolutely not the one you was interviewing a few years back. you know, um, and I just feel that I've thought about it definitely. I'm gonna do a cartwheel in the ring. Yeah,
I'll pay pay-per-view just to see that.
yeah, mate. Yeah, mate. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But one thing at a time.
Sure.
We're not overlooking no opponent, and this opponent on Saturday is in the way of what lies in the future. So we got to take care of business the way we do, or the way Anthony does on Saturday night.
Well, with that in mind, I'll let you get your rest, finish your
Yes,
coffee, whatever you
come on.
need. But yeah, wish AY all the best. We'll have our guy obviously at the press conference tomorrow. I'm sure he'll catch up with Anthony then. But yeah, really appreciate your time and yeah, look forward to seeing him back in action.
Yeah, he's banging the door. He said he can hear me kiss my teeth. He said he can hear me talking. I'm like, well,
At
this
least you haven't
guy.
said anything bad. I mean, it could be
Yeah,
worse.
yeah,
Be
yeah,
awkward.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's great. I mean, I did say I wasn't gonna talk uh, until fight time, and that's what I'm doing. And I did promise you uh, the first interview when I started to talk again, and I've stuck to my word, Dan. So
I wouldn't
it's been
expect
great.
anything less.
It's been great talking to you. I
No,
actually like not talking now as much because I feel that um, you go back and watch some interviews. There's hundreds of interviews of me from past years back, and I just watch them sometimes, and I think, yeah, I can see why people might not like me.
brilliant. I think this
But
one's been good. Let's see what the comments say. But I think this one's been good.
there's always gonna be haters, and yeah, haters, they can motivate because they've only ever motivated me. And we need them. You need that polarity in life, because if you didn't, you wouldn't really know what you was working for, and you wouldn't really feel the adulation once you've achieved that victory. So yeah, we're all good.
Great stuff, mate. I'll see you around soon. But yeah, best of luck on Saturday night.
Thank you very much for the interview, Dan.
Anytime, mate. Anytime. Take care.